Welcome back. Now, the 25,100 mark has been breached in the Nifty, extended the fall to 100 points on the Nifty. And this, remember, marks the third consecutive day of a fall. But, in the morning when we were discussing the auto numbers and the stellar numbers on day one in terms of sales by Maruti and Hyundai, Sudarshan had joined in and he had asked, how is the Josh, right? And the Josh is still going very strong in the autos. In fact, that is our big story, our top story. He's joining in with the numbers. So, Sudarshan, first take it away.
So, at least for the first day of Navratri, I say Josh is high.
Josh is high, yeah.
And that's what the comments that we are getting from all the major names, you name it, Mahindra and Maruti, Hyundai, Tata Motors, all the companies have reported the numbers of the first day. And Maruti is saying that the inquiries that it has received, it has like never seen before in the last 35 years. On the very first day of Navratri, it has recorded 80,000 inquiry and company has delivered more than 25,000 cars. And now it's saying that very soon it's going to deliver almost 30,000 cars. Remember, 18th of September, company had announced GST cut pass on and also had provided additional discounts. Since that time, it has been receiving inquiries of around 75,000 and with 15,000 bookings every day. And that is almost 50% higher that company gets on the normal days. Similar trend is seen in the Hyundai company, saying that it has recorded around 11,000 dealer billings on the first day of Navratri. That's the single day highest that company has seen in last 5 years. Even Tata Motors has come out with the numbers. It has said on the first day, it has done delivery of around 10,000 with the inquiry crossing more than 25,000.
Indeed. Now, that is the first of the data that was reported with Tata Motors, Hyundai and for Maruti as well. But, the commentary from Maruti was pretty intriguing about the fact that it's the best Navratri that you've seen in 35 years. Now, the entry-level segment has been the big talking point. Sudarshan, SUVs have done fairly okay, as M&M and the likes. But has that entry-level segment, which has been under pressure over the last few years, been their underperformer, has that seen an uptick?
It has. At least that's what we are getting to know from what exactly the company is saying. If you remember, in the last few quarterly earnings, every time we used to talk to Mr. Bhargava, he used to say that there is a problem in the entry-level segment. And for the last 5 to 6 years, this segment has been under pressure. But now, company is saying that even for this segment, the booking has been 50% higher than it used to get on the normal days. And remember, the day company had announced discounts and GST pass on, one segment that it had provided additional discount, that is the entry-level segment, where the price cut was as high as rupees 1.30 lakh. And in the percentage term, it was 27%. And if you compare with the SUV price cut, it was just in the range of 2 to 14%.
Got that. But, Sudarshan, these are, of course, one-day sales, right? And prior to that, people were also holding back on their sales in expectation the GST rate cuts are going to be announced, etc. Plus, the Shraddh season. So do we have any indication of what the numbers were for the early part of September? And the question is, will this sustain?
So, that's what I'm saying. That it's the number of just first day.
Yeah.
So we have to take these numbers with big ifs. Because as of now, if you talk about the first half of FY26, numbers were largely muted. All the major segments, you take a look at PV, two-wheelers or commercial vehicles, all these segments have seen a growth just in the range of 2 to 3%. So it was largely muted. But now, after this, most of the brokerages and industry have increased their estimates for FY26. So passenger vehicle segment, earlier they used to expect, they were expecting that growth is likely in the low single digit. But now they are saying it might be mid-single digit, or there's a possibility that it can achieve even high single digit. It's the same trend for two-wheelers. Earlier growth estimate was mid-single digit, but now they are expecting high single digit. So we'll have to wait and watch how these things pan out over the next few days.
Well, all of this has fallen into place at the same time, right? So, Darshan, the GST rationalization, the start of the festive season. So how big has been that impact of that GST cut in terms of trying to spur demand? Because on the sector as a whole, and in case for going forward as well, what are some of the other catalysts that you're watching out for, especially because we're heading into earnings season now, so numbers will be coming out anytime soon?
That's true. So GST cut impact is huge. GST cut was done across these segments. You take a look at entry-level segment, high-end cars. So majority of the segments, so I'll say up to 80% of the segment, the bracket, tax slab bracket was reduced to 18% from the earlier level of 28%. one segment, that is the high-end car segment, where the tax slab, basically it's increased that most high-end car, it would fall in 40% slab. But effective tax rate for that segment also comes down. So it's positive for across the segments. And apart from GST cut, there are other catalysts also. Income tax cut was announced, and very soon we are going to see the implementation of 8th pay commission. That also will be positive for the sector.
Okay, and a quick word on how the stocks have fared.
Well, so if you take a look from January to August 14, whatever the returns these companies or the auto index had given, now in the last 1 month or say since August 15, these companies and the index have either given returns of more than those levels or almost of the similar trend. Also, on the valuation front, if you take a look of the auto index, currently it's the valuation is 30 times versus 5-year average of 45 times. So I won't be surprised if there is a further up move that we see all the auto names.
Valuation comfort. They have big tech in the US. We have big auto over here. We have big auto. All of them, Maruti, M&M, Hyundai, trading at or near record high levels. Sudarshan, thank you for that comprehensive roundup of the auto sales figures for the first day of Navratri, of course, and of course the road ahead for the sector as well. We'll take a short break here on Trading Hour, and as promised, on the other side, Paul Uren joins in to discuss the top M&A deals, the PE promoter exits, and a lot more on the other side. Stay tuned.